Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider Issue 1, and I really like this issue. Not minding the fact that it came off of Damnation Issue 3 and that whole curveball that came from it, this did a really good job of explaining what happened there, and just being a really good book that explored the dynamic between Johnny and the Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance and what the whole heck was going on here. So we open up and we'd seen that Johnny had been killed by Mephisto, but we start to learn that that was all part of the plan. I'm like, wow, okay, it wasn't supposed to be Ghost Rider against Mephisto. It was supposed to have the Ghost Rider in hell gunning for Mephisto's throne. I'm like, that's actually a pretty good idea, and I'm intrigued to see how that's going to affect Mephisto's plans in the real world and what's going to happen with that. How having the Ghost Rider as on his throne in hell, what is that going to change and what's going to happen with that? So we get them into hell, and Johnny and the Spirit are split up. And it was really kind of cool, so that way we can understand more about each character. It's not like it's dumbed down to the point where longtime fans are like, I kind of already know this, and new fans are like so deep into it, I don't even know where to begin. It's just good. We get our information about like how hell works out. It's, you hurt people because you don't want to get hurt, and just spread around the pain and suffering, and just seeing them and the Spirit being kind of happy that he's away from Johnny because he wants to punish the wicked and everything, and he sees all that he can do in hell. But of course, Johnny's trying to wrangle them and everything they're going through. Then they eventually get to a point where they're in this giant stadium, and Johnny has to do a test, pretty much prison rules. You take the biggest, baddest guy, and you beat the shit out of him. That was the Spirit's challenge to Johnny, to do it by himself and pick the one most sinful. And seeing Johnny have some trouble at first, but then going to be like, yeah, I kind of enjoyed doing that. And then going up and talking to all of these villains that were in hell was pretty interesting. And he asked for their help. And they're like, hey, since you guys seem bored, want to help me take over hell? And most of them were like, no, except for this elephant dude. He's like, I'll help. And they're like, yeah, you got to get through 7 circles of hell. You got to deal with this thing that is the son of Earth and Hell, and all the Cerberus and everything, and it's like guarded by all these people trying to brown nose for Mephisto. And then we just get more of them just going to their objective, but it doesn't seem like a waste because we get more into their headspaces. We see that Johnny makes the Spirit's actions mean something, because otherwise he would be a tool waiting for the next set of hands to work on it. And we also get the Spirit side as well. He's like, Johnny, I've never been critical of you for your methods. I'm just critical of you because you get sucked into everybody else's personal wars and put ours on the back burner. I'm like, that's an interesting way. And him having help with Johnny, being like, hey, I saw this movie. He's like, that was not unenjoyable, as they've taken out all these people with a hellfire chain. And finally getting back together and fused as they're getting towards their extra mile, and they get to the end and they have to face their greatest fear. And Johnny says, let me do this, because he doesn't have a greatest fear. And I kind of agree with that. He has kind of faced all of these things and done all of these things in his story career that I don't think Johnny really is that afraid of much anymore. He has gone through hell and fought the forces, all these supernatural forces. Now, does that mean he doesn't get scared? No, I think he can get scared of certain things and of certain outcomes, but of like a base primal fear, some kind of intangible thing or some kind of tangible thing that he holds to be afraid of, I don't think he really has. And showing that here was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then he goes up and he Ghost Riders up, and he then has the crown, and he's then kind of explaining it at the end, being like, yeah, we'll have to see how this kind of goes, because time moves slower in hell, and he's just probably hit the ground, and the forces of hell have asked him what they want him to do. And it's like, wow, This was a really cool book that did a really good job of characterizing the partnership between Johnny and the Spirit of Vengeance, and just actually explaining Johnny being taken out in Damnation issue 3, and that it was according to plan. And the art in this was actually pretty good. It's always interesting to see different people's takes on the whole flaming skull and everything, and their versions of hell. And I think they did a really good job with this, and I would kind of want this issue shows why Johnny should have a regular series and why a Ghost Rider should definitely have a regular series, if not a kind of core of Ghost Riders. You know what I mean? Just that would be pretty cool because of all the different lores and all the different people that are Ghost Riders. I could, if they did it kind of similar to a Green Lantern Corps or whatnot, that would be pretty cool. But I was really glad in this, and I can't wait to see how this affects Damnation and its conclusion and what's going to be going on with that. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.